Hello everyone, Marlon here. I'm the author of this Fire Emblem Battles Royale hack. The main objective of making this hack was to introduce the multiplayer mechanic to the Fire Emblem GBA system, since it was fairly easy to do. In this case, we are going to make a cooperative mode, which means, of course, two armies against one, blue and green units against the red units. As you can see, this time we are using the Fire Emblem Sacred Stones and the FE7 units against the FE6 units. This also comes with the branch promotions patch that allows you to choose your promotion by using specific class changing items. In this case, we're using it just as a reclass tool. As you can see, you will also be able to reclass your units with at least two options. And now we will see the Nino Pale Flower, the animation I contributed with. I just made the code, and Red Bean made the sprites. Also, Mikey just helped us to make it a little bit more smooth. He's one of the few Spanish-speaking hackers in our Fire Emblem community. He's also one of the persons that inspired me to get into this hacking madness, and I hope you enjoy that he participates in this project indirectly too. Another animation I participated with was the Brave Lean animation. As you can see, I also made the code. Nothing too extreme, nothing too different. The main objective in this game mode is to defeat the enemy commander. In this case will be the enemy final bosses, like the Fire Dragon, Fomortis, the Demon King, and Eden, the Demon Dragon. This was made because in the earlier versions of this game, of this hack, the enemy commander were Ephraim, Eliwood, and Roy, and people that played this game complained that they were pretty easy to beat. So the decision I made was to spike a little bit the difficulty of this hack by making the final bosses the enemy commanders, or the commanders of your own army, so it will be a bit harder to finish the game. Also, since they are quite strong, I'm going to play really carelessly, using the enemy commander in the front lines, so you can see that they are not as hard to lose actually. Also, most of the legendary weapons conserve the effectiveness against dragons, so if you try to abuse your army commander, you will get punished. And this was a little bit of a mistake on my part. I should have put Teddy's on another tile. Also, I still need to work to get everyone their proper death quote. It's a lot of work, even if you think it isn't. And as I was saying, this uses the FE7 effectiveness, which means only 2 times the effectiveness of your weapon against your enemies. So it won't be as broken to have all of these legendary weapons in your army. But still, the smart usage of your legendary weapons is vital for you to get the victory in this game. As I was saying, this one uses mainly the cooperative mode, so each of the allied armies gets a diminished army, only 15 units per player, and the enemy army gets 30 units. I was thinking about getting a reinforcement system, but the problem with it is that we have limited event ID, so I couldn't make it that we could reuse some of the the event IDs, and it went all nuts every time I tried to refresh the event ID, so for this version I completely discarded the reinforcement system. Well, kinda. There are still some mistakes that allow some enemies to get recruited upon defeat, but you will see. For example, one of the arguments I have for making this kind of game is that, for example, in Fire Emblem Heroes, we don't really get a multiplayer mode. It's only the AI using the units of your friends or in the competitive mode. So by making this kind of hack, we get the opportunity of truly playing with your friends. Even if this one is limited to the same device, you could... I hope that in the future I may be able to make it so this can be played using the Link emulation, but for now you can play with your friends in any device. So far only this cooperative mode, but I hope we can eventually get a free-for-all mode or a 1v1 mode. Another thing to note is that I'm going to fix all the names. This hack started when, well, at least I didn't know the Fire Emblem Heroes official traduction of every name. So, for example, I'm going to fix them to match their Fire Emblem Heroes counterparts. It looks like they are the official translation for this case. Also, I'd like to mention that I made some balance changes. For example, the sniper class, since it was really underwhelming on their vanilla version, gets the critical bonus as the berserkers and the sword masters. Also, to make it a little bit harder or a little bit more unpredictable, I just added the old FE6 critical bonus, so it's 30% critical bonus, not 15 like in the last two entrances of Fire Emblem on the GBA. Now I have to mention that every army, when you choose it from the select menu, every army will get their own unique map. These maps are from each of the games, so they are basically placeholders. For example, this is the chapter 30, if I remember, from FE7. We also get the Castle Renais. This is Castle Ostia. We get Castle Renais and Castle Etruria. In the case of FE6. another balance change that I added was to make the lords of each game have a two-range weapon. Their two-range weapon will be their legendary weapon, so I just mess a little bit with the animations to make them have a range animation. For example, the Durandor has a range animation and the Armats now has a range animation. And now as I told you, I was too reckless by using the dragon and now he's down. We get this little bend when the sub-villain gets literally their ass kicked and they forfeit their mission. So when you defeat the commander, the final boss of your enemy, you win. Now we move on to the FE6 map. As I said, this is Castle Etruria. And I'll play recklessly again. I'll send my commander, in this case is Ethan, to the Wolf's Den. I made her a custom palette, I hope you like it. If not, I'm going to make her normal purple palette, but this one stays for now. Also, another thing you will notice when you see the stat screens with a 46 damage on Tana, this is because I'm using the true Eden that Gas found out about. This Eden uses the Dragonstone bonuses that she should have had in FE6. So she is one of the strongest commanders now instead of the weakest. And I took that decision to make it a little bit more balanced for all the armies. I mean, Eden is really hard to put down. She has too big of an attack and incredible defenses. However, she does come with a little bit of a weak point, and also she has the lowest HP of the enemy commanders, so that should balance the things out. And for example, the Fire Dragon keeps the Luna effect on his breath, on his fire breath, and maybe Pomortis might be the weakest one now. However, he gets the strongest army with the higher growth. And now, as I said, there is the weak point from Eden. She has a little resistance. This is according to her FE6 version. She had low resistance, and now you can see that even Eden, being the strongest of the three for now, can be easily taken down with effective magic attacks and effective legendary weapons. So for this game you need to be really careful. You can abuse a little bit of your commanders, but also if you try to win the whole battle with them, you will get crushed. Now for the last, we are going to take a look at the FE8 map. I also have to work a lot in the unit positioning since I really don't know what to do in this case. I'll try to figure it out. maybe I'm not being way too faithful with the FE6 game, since Idun was immune to every legendary weapon except the Sword of Seals, but in this case, if she was immune to anything except the Sword of Seals, she will be pretty much invincible, and that's not the goal of this Fire Emblem Battle Royale. I'll try to make it as balanced as possible, but it will be a little bit hard since the units have different growths and different weaknesses and strengths, but I'll try to average it out. Every unit in this case is using their average stats. Every unit is at level 20, and as I said, they can still reclass if you don't like the class that I chose for your character. Also, there is a big problem I'd like to resolve, but according to many of the sources, it's pretty much impossible. That is to get a prep screen for the green and the red units, since adding a prep screen for the player units will make an unfair advantage against the others. And it's not like adding a prep screen will be impossible, even if only for the blue units, to allow everyone to choose only their favorites, not this mix of the best according to my criteria. And that's one of my goals, is to get the prep screen for every faction, but I hope it's not totally impossible. Hope to get some support from the community in that regard. see, this project is still a little bit bare bones. I'm working on this project barely all alone. Well, except from the fact that I'm using a lot of the community-made animations that are free to use. I'm just getting this, well, the support indirectly from everyone in the hacking community, but I'm pretty much working alone. I hope you guys like this video and like this concept for a game, and I will see you soon.